Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's Diego, and we're almost at the end of May. May has passed us and gone away into the history books almost, and tomorrow is a new month for June of 2023. And in the past, I was saying our NOA one letter was April 18th, 2022, and we're waiting and waiting, but we're not waiting for our NOA two letter anymore. We got our K1 visa approval from USCIS Service Center, California yesterday. And now I don't count days. You know that. You guys know I don't count days, but it was 407 days. Utsab, Upad, hi. Congratulations, Diego. Thank you, Utsab. We appreciate that. Now, I'm Diego. I live in the panhandle of Florida, near Pensacola, north of Navarre Beach. And Karina's from Caracas, Venezuela, and she is a legal resident of Bogota, Colombia. See, she left her family behind in Venezuela and was given the opportunity to live a happy life in Colombia, where she has things like food and gasoline and medical supplies and a roof over her head. But now she's going to get to live in the United States with me. But we got a few more steps to go through, like the MVC processing and the embassy face-to-face visa interview. And Jody Fairfield, hi Diego, congratulations to you and Karina. Thank you, Jody. Mokatali, congratulations, Diego. Thank you. Miguel, Diego, congrats to you and Karina. Any June cases yet? Not yet, Miguel. I'm looking for June cases. I'm studying. I'm looking for them. But I think probably tonight, when we're all sleeping, June's going to start processing. Call me Hajar. Congratulations, you and your beautiful fiance. Happy for you guys. Thanks, Call me Hajar. And soon for you also. S. Juarez. Congrats again, Diego. Thank you, S. Juarez. Much appreciated. Archor. Hello, Diego. Hello, Archor in Algeria. Archor's in Algeria. He says, congratulations for your approval. Utsap. We also got approved on May 30th, NOA1, April 29th, 2022. So Usab and Diego, we're in the same club, the May 30th, 2023 club. Gomez Nunez Nagli, congratulations, Diego. Thank you, Gomez. Alcia, congratulations to you both. Thank you, Alcia. And S. Juarez, what happened with March cases? Do you know anything? Well, they're still working some March cases. Like I always said in every video, on every live stream, I've always said, we got to get the November, December, January, February, March folks over the finish line. But immigration hasn't forgotten about them. They just got more work to do on their visa package, okay? So there's more investigations to go on. That's all it is. It's just looking at their packages. Larry Albright, congrats. Well, thanks, Larry. We're happy for you guys who have got your NOA2 letters also. So what happens now? Well, I'm doing like this. I'm relaxing. I'm kicking back because it's going to take probably 90 to 95 days, maybe 100 days before the National Visa Center get our K1 visa package. USCIS took our K1 visa package from this shelf, adjudicated it, approved it, and now they put it on this shelf. And now they're going to wait for a big freight delivery to the National Visa Center, which will probably be, let's see, June, probably be about the first week of September of this year. Marker Tail, Diego, question. I got my approval April 25th. Okay, good. I still haven't received a welcome letter on the letter. It says to wait 30 days to send an inquiry, and the inquiry won't respond. What should I do? You don't respond. Okay, Marker Tail, you got to wait 3 months, my friend. 3 months, 90 days before you even contact MVC. Okay. You got your approval April 25th to April to May, May to June, June, July. So July 25th, the end of July, that's when you need to start contacting USCIS, the MVC or USCIS. Wait for 3 months. Okay. Now I'm in this mode. I'm in the kickback mode. Karina she went out with her friends today. She was out hanging out. She went to Montserrat. I think she ate lunch with her friend, Mihai, her friend Mihai. She had a good day. Now she's back at our apartment. And she's waiting for the next round, okay? So the big hurdle was from NOA 1 to NOA 2. Now the next hurdle is NOA 2 to MVC. And then after MVC, the next hurdle is getting a visa appointment scheduled at the U.S. Embassy in Bogota, Colombia. But that's no problem. It's a process. We're all in this same boat together. Jody Fairfield, yes, my son with Bogota fiance, NOA 2 was February 22nd, and MVC case number May 3rd, but still at MVC. Yeah, well, Jody, what's happening is that the MVC is calling the embassy in Bogota, hola, ¿cómo estás? ¿Tú bien? And they're asking, the MVC is asking, do you have any space for a K1 visa interview yet? How's your workload? And the embassy responded back, well, our workload is this, and this. So the MVC will hold the package until they get free, until the embassy in Bogota is free to start holding K1 visa interviews. And they're holding K1 visa interviews. The consular officers in Bogota are doing face-to-face K1 visas and the CR1, IR1 visas. Vanessa Robles, hi Diego, congratulations. Thank you, Vanessa. And I appreciate, Karina and I, we both appreciate all your good wishes and all of your positivity. You know, I had to remove a person off of the channel today because of negativity. You know, not attacking me personally. I don't, you know, but attacking, you know, basically Latinas. You know, he said the only thing that Latinas do is get married to Americans, and then they get to the USA and then leave the person. The guy's absolutely insane, okay, and absolutely disrespectful. And he is no longer watching the channel. He can't see it. I blocked him, and I don't like to do that. I'm a First Amendment person. I support the First Amendment of the U.S. Constitution, and I believe everybody's entitled to opinion. And I don't have a problem with his opinion, but as long as it's towards me privately, not publicly, disparaging our good, beautiful friends in South America and Central America. They're good people. I know, I've been there, done that. You know, they're good people. And I won't put up with negativity. Now, if you're negative, you're having a bad day, I understand. And you can make your comments and I won't say anything. I'll just try to support you because you're feeling down. But if you're just blatantly attacking somebody, you're out of here. Boom. See you later. I don't need you. I don't want you on the channel bringing everybody's spirits down, because our job is to be a positive force, a positive influence, and a positive place for you guys to go to get information, primarily to get knowledge, information, and to get educated on this K1 visa process. And a lot of people were getting a little worried that, well, Diego, you got your NOA 2 coming. Are you going to quit making videos? No, I'm going to still do the YouTube live stream. And I'm still going to make the videos. Just be patient. I think tomorrow is going to be videos on Malaysia and videos for the Dominican Republic. And Senegal too. Senegal. I got friends in Senegal asking for video. Friends in Dominican Republic. We got our friends in Malaysia. Now Malaysia is kind of a different kind of country. I like Malaysia. They got interesting food there, and it's the way the country's set up is kind of different. You know, it's kind of unique. It's unique to itself in the whole world, the way the country is set up. But hang in there, because I'm also going to make video, a reboot for Kenya, Switzerland, Taiwan, people in Taiwan, our friends in Taiwan, Uganda, Sierra Leone, and Burma. Now, our friends in Burma, if you're trying to get a B2 visa, it's pretty tight. It's pretty difficult. The U.S. consulate in Burma is not processing tourist visas at this time. But that's as of today, May 31, 2023. So I've got my finger on the pulse of all these embassies around the world for you guys. And the goal is to get your visa and your passport for your beneficiary and for your children, get you on a plane, leaving your country and come to America and start your lives over. As you can imagine, Karina. Hi, Karina. Hola, mi amor. Te amo. Karina's watching us right now, live from Bogota, Colombia. So it's kind of hard to I do a YouTube live stream that's global. So Karina's news is basically all around the world right now. It's kind of all around the world. So everybody in the world knows about our status, and that's good. Let's see here. Archer, thank you, Mr. Diego, for everything you do for us and everyone who has questions. Archer, not a problem, Archer. Now, I got our NOA2 approval. I'm waiting for the letter to get here, and I'm going to continue helping you guys, okay? Lots of folks out there need help with the MVC processing. Lots of folks need help with embassy scheduling an embassy interview. Some countries are different from other countries. There are some countries that schedule the interview for you. There's some countries that you can't do anything until the consular officer sends you an email. Okay, so each ambassador who controls each embassy, who works for the State Department, they each have their different kind of rules. They're basically the same around the world, but there's some embassies and consular officers that have different rules. Gomez. No, NOA1 is on April 19th, 2022. I hope to receive your response soon. Yeah, Gomez, you should be hearing maybe tonight, maybe tomorrow, this week. Okay, for your NOA2. Okay, be strong. You can do this. Marcos, Rocha, how long till you get the letter again? Case number interview. Okay, Marcos, I will in about 3 months from now. So the first week of September, I should be hearing from the MVC with the welcome letter. And the MVC is going to say, okay, Diego, we received your K1 visa package, all 4 volumes of it. And now we're going to start looking at the embassy in Bogota to get your visa interviews, to see how the workload is at the embassy in Bogota. Once I get the ready status from the embassy in Bogota, then I'm going to start being proactive for, doing the DS-160, filling out, paying the visa fee, getting the visa interview scheduled with the face-to-face. Call me Haja. I have a question. How long does it take to get a green card after I get married in America? Thank you. Well, it depends on which state you're going to live in, which part of the United States, and how strong is the adjustment of status paperwork. If you put together a very, 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 very strong adjustment of status paperwork within 90 days, so when you get to the USA, you got to get married within 90 days, right? Don't forget that. Not 3 months, 90 days. Get a new medical exam done by a civil surgeon authorized by the embassy, by the State Department. Even though you just had a medical exam and you get to America, and get a new medical exam done, because we got a lot of new folks, a lot of new immigration officers that don't understand that the medical exam you got done for the embassy interview is still good when you get to the United States. A lot of them don't know that, or they forget. And they're sending out RFEs for the medical exam, even though you just went through a medical exam. So I strongly recommend that you get a new medical exam when you get to the USA and include it with your vaccination records in your adjustment of status paperwork, when you fill out your Form I-864. And how long does that take to get your green card? It could be 4 months. It could be 12 months. It depends on where you live. We live here in the Panhandle of Florida, so it could take 6 to 8 months. So Karina's going to be here at the house. I'm going to teach her how to drive a car. I'm going to show her the barrio, the pueblo, teach her where the pharmacy is, where the Walmart is, where the Publix is. Get her familiar with the town that we live in, and help get her adjusted to being in the United States. Remember, she doesn't speak English, so there's going to be an adjustment there. Leah Kanyonyema, congratulations to you and Karina. Thank you, Leah, and soon for you. Call me Hajak. You have any idea about Virginia? The state of Virginia? Okay, well, it could be, like I said, right now, it could be 6 months to a year before you get your green cards. 8 months, perhaps, somewhere in there. It all depends on how you put together your adjustment of status paperwork, and it all depends if you file for your green card within 90 days, okay, if you getting married and arriving in America, you'll get your green card a lot quicker than if you don't. If you get married and then wait, don't do that. As soon as you get married, get your adjustment of status done, okay, and you'll get it quicker. You may not even need a visa interview if you have a strong adjustment of status packet. Let me see. BB, what is your favorite meal? What is my favorite meal? My favorite meal is hot red chicken Thai curry. Thai curry with chicken red. Okay, that's my favorite. And then my second favorite is an English roast dinner. An English roast, with roast potatoes, Bisto gravy, cabbage, Brussels sprouts, roast chicken, and some peas. So my favorite food is the Thai curry, Thai hot, red curry paste, and my second is the English roast dinner. Makarteli, always good to hear you speak. Give us a sigh of relief. I'm here for you guys. I'm going to pull you guys over the finish line, okay? Don't sweat this process. It's just a waiting game. Waiting. Hurry up and wait. Hurry up and wait. If you submitted a benefit, that you qualify for, you're good. You'll get your visa. You just got to wait it out. Francois Livingston. Hello. I missed this question as I just came on. What was your answer on the June case status? Well, I think tonight, I got a feeling that tonight when everybody's asleep here in Florida, then I think that tomorrow morning you're going to wake up seeing some June statuses, some June K1 visas. Tomorrow you'll probably see that. Okay, when you guys wake up tomorrow morning. BB, best with chili. Now I like chili. Chili is in fact, I'm going to make a chili probably tomorrow, but I don't put chili on my Thai curry. I eat Thai curry with chicken, red curry, but I don't eat it with chili. Okay, I can't mix the two. But chili's good too, with sour cream and cheese sprinkled on top. It's really good. Richard Italiano. Hi, Diego. Hey, Richard. How are you doing? I'm doing great. How are you, Richard? How is everything? Now, does it still a backlog? Still waiting. If you're still waiting, they're looking at your visa package. They got it ready in the queue. They've pretty much cleared up a lot of the backlog from the COVID. We went through this horrible COVID, and now they got the backlog is pretty much cleaned up, and they're processing about 1,300 cases a week. Okay, that's a lot. And by June, which starts when? June's tomorrow. There's going to be even more. So it's going to get faster and faster. And by November, everybody watching this right here, y'all should be start planning for your MVC and your visa interviews. Francois Livingston, who is a better cook, you or Karina? Well, Karina's a better cook than I am. She makes good Colombian food and Venezuelan food. She makes good arepas. Okay. And when I'm in Colombia with Karina, she makes me breakfast in the morning. She makes me a fantastic breakfast, bacon, fried eggs, toast. And then sometimes there's some kind of a sauce that she makes. I can't remember what it's called, but it's Latina. It's good. Karina's by far a better cook than I am, but I have to learn how to cook because I'm by myself here in Florida. I'm not going to eat out every day. Have you seen the price of food? I went through the drive-through at a McDonald's about 2 weeks ago. I went to the drive-through and they wanted $10 for a Big Mac, a drink, and a small pack of fries. For $10, I can buy a big Chinese takeout. It's insane, the price of food. It's insane. I don't know how they get away with it, but it's inflation, right? Inflation drives up the cost of things. So what causes inflation? Well, if you don't have gasoline And if you don't have gasoline to transport goods and services, if the price of gas goes up, the price of food goes up. So we got to start drilling for oil. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. Richard, schedule interview. I'm into. You want to schedule your interview? It depends on the embassy, Richard. Jody Fairfield, Diego, the water has been beautiful in Navarre. Oh, great. And Pensacola, I'm amazed. Yeah, it's fantastic. The beaches, the last few days of the water's been crystal clear. We haven't been inundated with seaweed, and it's been beautiful. In Pensacola also. I'm amazed red Thai chicken is one of your favorites and a specialty dish that I make. Okay. Learned how to make it from living down there. Fantastic, Jody. Yeah. My dad lives in Thailand, okay? He lives in Chiang Mai. My dad married a Thai lady, and when my mom died, he remarried a lady from Thailand, and he relocated to Thailand. He had to go through the Thai immigration process, and he's happily and he taught me how to make a red Thai curry. I can't make it, as good as you probably, Jody, but that's how I got accustomed to Thai food. Christopher Stout, it's because of Biden. He wants to shut down our country. Well, you got to remember this. It's the Congress controls the dollars, right? The United States Congress controls the money in the Treasury Department. So it's everybody who needs to be looked at. The White House, the executive, and the judiciary, and the Congress. The Congress control the purse strings. If you want a new road built, that's federal, then it's a federal highway. The Congress will allocate the money. And then the president, whoever it is, will sign off on it, on the budget especially. But, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you guys. Elections have consequences. Elections have consequences. So when all you folks all around the world watching this YouTube channel, when you get to America, learn about the political process. When you become a U.S. citizen, then you get to vote. Then you get to decide who controls the money for the roads and the hospitals, etc. Christopher Stout. Yep. Jody Fairfield. Absolutely. Yeah, Jody, the beaches here have been wonderful. I might, now that I've got the NOA2 letter coming this way soon, somebody told me to take a day off and have a day to myself, and I might take one day off and go down and hang out at the beach in Navarre. Although I might go to Fort Walton Beach. Excuse me, guys. I might jump in the car and drive to Fort Walton Beach. Now, Pensacola is a little crowded for me, and there's a bridge you have to drive over from Santa Rosa County into Escambia County. You got to drive over this narrow bridge, and I don't like the bridge, and the traffic's horrendous. So I'll probably not go to Pensacola. I might go east and instead go to Fort Walton Beach and go hang out there. Jody, Fort Walton is also amazing. Crab Island has been beautiful also. Yeah, Crab Island. I might go and rent a pontoon boat for the day and go just drive around the bay in Fort Walton Beach. Larry Albright, my fiance is in Chiang Mai. My dad lives in Chiang Mai. His wife owns a restaurant there, and a lot of expats go and eat at his restaurant or her restaurant. Christopher Stout, or go to Biloxi Beach. Biloxi, yeah, I could head up north, get on I-10 west, and go to Biloxi Beach. That's a beautiful beach too in Mississippi. Now, Mississippi's a pretty inexpensive place to live. It's cheap cost of living, and the beach is nice too. So that's another good idea. Biloxi is another good idea. Leave Florida, drive through Alabama, and head over to Mississippi. So we got a lot of plans. Now, Karina and I, we know what we can start planning what we're going to do. Okay. Karina and I, we can plan for, our honeymoon. I can plan on buying a plane ticket to go to Colombia. See, if it's going to take 3 months to get the NVC welcome letter, I'll stay here probably another 6 weeks, 6 weeks, 8 weeks, and then buy a plane ticket, fly to Bogota, and then spend 3 months with Karina, waiting for this MVC process. And then hopefully, if I can, get that MVC letter in processed and get her into a face-to-face visa interview, I only have to make one trip to Colombia. But what I think is going to happen is I'm going to fly to Colombia, get the MVC processing done, schedule the visa interview, pay the visa fees, etc. Then I'm going to time out on my Colombian visa. So I got a choice. I can either extend it another 3 months. I could extend my visa 3 more months through Colombian immigration. I can do that online. Or I could leave the country, go to Brazil, Panama for a few days, and then fly back into Colombia and start the clock over again. I could do it that way. I'll see what happens. I'll keep you guys in the loop. You're going to get to watch now what happens between the NOA2 letter and the National Visa Center. You're going to get to see me relax. Okay, I'm still going to make videos for you guys, but I'm not going to be stressing this. I never stress anything in immigration. First time around, the first time I did this K1 visa, it was stressful. I didn't know what was going on. I was going through a maze. I didn't know which way to turn, but I learned the process and I got really good at it. And now I'm sharing all this knowledge with you guys. Miguel, did the I-129F price go up? Diego, I don't know yet, Miguel. I haven't looked, honestly. I didn't even want to look because it's going up. It's going to go up in price, and so is the MVC processing. Not MVC processing. So is the adjustment of status processing. Christopher Stout, $789 for a K1 visa, starting to, I guess, would have been today, right? Okay, $789, but went up in price. Okay, so inflation, right? Jody Fairfield, my son and his fiance just flew back to Bogota today. Okay, they took a nice trip to San Andres Island. Yeah, Jody, the San Andres Island is very close to Nicaragua. Okay, so that's a beautiful place to go. And the thing about San Andres Island is kind of a little private island in and of itself. It's beautiful there. I've never been there. And Karina and I were thinking about going to San Andres Island. It's very close to Nicaragua, and the hotels are beautiful. The beaches are beautiful, but I know you have to pay a tourist tax just to enter San Andreas. You got to pay a tourist tax. And I don't like that idea. I'm thinking I'm going to go to San Andreas. I'm going to spend all my money there. Why do I have to pay to get into the island? But, that's the rules for Colombia. It belongs to Colombia, even though I believe Nicaragua laid a claim to the San Andres Islands. But Colombia is bigger, right? Colombia's got a big fist. So if Nicaragua tried to do anything shady with trying to get the San Andres Islands, Colombia would take care of it probably in about half an hour because their military is very strong. Let's see. Miguel, thank you, Christopher Stout. Okay. Christopher Stout, they're pumping more money out of us. That is why we can't save money. Yeah. Your taxes are going up. Everything's going up in price. Apparently the government seems to think it knows what to do with our money better than we do, right? But like I said, every 4 years we have an election for president, and every 2 years we have an election for Congress, and every 6 years we have an election for the senator. So every 2 years we have a congressional election. This is education for our friends around the world who are coming to live in America. Every 2 years we have a congressional election. The Congress controls the country. They're our representative. Okay? We are a constitutional republic, a representative government. Okay? We're not a democracy. Okay? Our founding fathers made it very clear we're not a democracy, even though you hear everybody, all the talking heads saying we're a democracy, we're a democracy. No, we're not. We're a republic. There's a huge difference. Read Federalist Paper number 10, written by James Madison, our founding father, one of them, and he explains what a republic is and why we are a republic. So every 2 years we have a congressional election. Every 4 years we have a presidential election, okay, for president, and every 6 years we have a an election for a new senator. And there are 2 senators for every state in the United States. So we have 50 states in America. Florida is one of those states. And each state has 2 senators. So if we have 50 states in America, that means there are a total of 100 senators. Now, each state also has representation by members of Congress. And that depends on how big this population is in each state. The bigger the population, the more representatives you have in Congress from that state. And then you have the president, and you get to pick him every 4 years, or pick her. Let's see, Jody Fairfield, I hope you do. The pictures are beautiful. Yes, my son had to pay $30 for a tourist fee. Yeah, I remember. I thought that was right. I thought there was a tourist fee to enter San Andreas, and that kind of irritated me. I'm like, man, because we were this close to flying to San Andreas. Karina and I were going to go to this beautiful island near off the coast of Nicaragua, and then I saw that tourist fee. It's a tourist tax. I'm like, no, forget about it. $30, I can take Karina out to dinner somewhere instead of giving it to the government. What are they going to do with the money? Okay, let's see. Alexa Digital. Hello, Diego. Congratulations. My mom is happy when I talked of you. I'm waiting with my fiance. Well, we'll give my best wishes to your mom, Alexa, and also to your fiance and everybody in your family. We send you our best wishes from Florida and from Colombia. Huda, congratulations, Diego. I'm so happy for you. I've been watching you a long time now. Well, we appreciate it. And you gave me hope that I will hear good news too. Huda, you're going to get your K-1 visa. If I remember, Huda, didn't you get your NOA-1 letter in June of 2022? Aren't you a June filer, if I remember? Which means in the next week or so, maybe 2 weeks, 3 weeks, you're going to hear from immigration. If I'm correct, if I remember correctly. Adriana Udain. Hi, Diego. Congratulations to you and Karina. Thank you, Adriana. April. Oh, that's right, Huda. April 29th. I remember now. Okay, so you're going to hear, I tell you what. Let's say you're going to hear from immigration on Wednesday. How about that? Next week. No, today's Wednesday. Next Wednesday. By next Wednesday, by the time we do this live stream for next Wednesday, you would have already got your NOA-2 letter. Sound good? All right. So thank you, Adriana, for your salutations. Huda, relax. You got this, okay? Adriana, I've received notification from USCIS about needing additional evidence. Okay, an RFE. It's easy. When you get the letter, open it up, read what they're asking for. You may have forgot something. Send it, and then you get your visa approved. It's no problem, Adriana. That means that they're looking at your K-1 visa package. They took it off this shelf. They set it down. They're looking through it. And, oh, Adriana, you need this. They sent you a letter, a courtesy letter. Hey, Adriana, please provide this information. And then we can get on with processing your visa. Okay, Adriana, you'll be all right. I have full confidence that you'll be able to provide the information. Yeah, Christopher Stout, November 2022 filer. Okay, November 2022. So November 2023. So by October, Christopher, you should be hearing from immigration. Let's say October of this year. Huda, I hope so. Thank you and good luck with everything. I hope you and your fiance will reunite soon and start your future together. Yeah, not much longer, Huda. Our life didn't stop because of an immigration process, okay? I was flying back and forth to Colombia. I spent a lot of time with Karina, Time is more important to me than anything else. So I spent 10 months with her in 2022. I'm back in Florida right now. I had to get back to work, I had to get my income back up there. I took up 10 months off of work. Now I got to get back to work. So immigration's happy on the financial end, which they will be, which they are. They are now, So that's the only reason I'm here, is to satisfy immigration's financial part. S. Juarez, Diego, what about the timeline? Mine was 13.5 months, and for 15.5, then 16.5. Are those times accurate? No. Pay no Juarez, pay no attention to USCIS timelines. Okay, ignore it. Why did USCIS put a 16.5 month timeline on the service center in, say, California and Texas? Why did they do that when they're processing visas in 13 months? Not visas, but the approvals for the NOA2. Why did they do that? Let me explain to you why they did that. They got sick and tired of people calling them, asking them about the status of their visa. You got imagine if you get 55,000 people calling one phone number asking the same question. What's the status of my visa? Where's my K1 visa? What's going on with my visa? Why haven't I got my NOA2 letter? And every time that happens, it slows down the process. The entire process gets slowed down because USCIS are talking on the phone, not processing visas. So they slapped a 16.5 month window on there. So you can't call until maybe, 2 months past that, a month past that. So they made it where you can't call for like 17, 18 months. And that means that frees up their phone banks for really serious questions instead of what's the status of my visa, of my NOA2 letter. Okay? So don't pay attention to the USCIS timeline. That's just a blockade they put in place so they can do their job, which is to adjudicate the paperwork. Amanda Rose B. Hi, Diego. Did you guys get your NOA2? We didn't get the letter yet. I got notified yesterday about 10 o'clock last night, 9 o'clock last night, somewhere in there, that the visa was approved. Okay? So now I'm just waiting for the NOA2 letter to come to the house. And when the NOA2 letter arrives in the mailbox, first thing I'm going to get is notification from the U.S. Post Office. They're going to send me an email. Boom, Diego, this letter is on the way to your house. I'll look at it. It says USCIS Service Center, California. It's going to be the NOA2 letter. So I know it's on the way because I signed up for USPS informed delivery. So I will know 24 hours before the letter gets here that it's going to be here. I figure it'll take about 5 days. So let's see, by June 7th, June 10th, somewhere in there, I'll have the NOA2 letter. Then I can buy a plane ticket to go to Bogota, Colombia, to go with be with Karina and spend time with her and get this visa process all finished up. And I get to do it again. Let's see. Amanda Rose, I'm seeing a lot of congratulations. Well, thank you, Amanda, for your congratulations, but we haven't got the letter yet. It's on the way. They mailed it. Okay, check's in the mail, if you pardon the pun. Let's see. Diana Figueroa, congrats, Diego and Karina. I'm a June 3rd filer. Whoa, Diana, you're close to getting your NOA2. Next week, next week you should hear. SYS. Okay, thanks. No problem. JD. Hi, Diego. Congratulations to you and Karina. Thank you. Can you make a new video about what to do after getting an NOA2 or MVC case creation or welcome letter step by step? I can make a new one. I made a video on how to do that, but you have to page through all the videos to find it. It's probably video number 300 or 400. I've made over 500 videos. But I can put new videos together. This is your channel, guys. This is your YouTube channel. It's for you. It's to help you. Okay? So I can make a new video on how to do that. Make sure I didn't miss anybody. Miguel, did you get the notification for NOA2 electronically or case status online? I got it case status online, Miguel. It was online. I got case status online. It just said, boom, your visa's approved. Okay, great. Boom, party time. Then I called Karina. Well, I emailed her. First, I took a screenshot of the approval. Okay. Then I emailed that to Karina and wrote to her in Spanish. Her visa's been approved. And then she called me, couldn't believe it. And I said, yeah, we're good. Now we go to the MVC level. Okay. It's like a video game. Boom, boom. Well, Atari video game from the 80s. You're making it through all these different levels, and you just gotta be patient. Let me see more. Janiela James, Diego, I'm putting my documents together. I feel anxious doing that. Nah, Janiela, what documents are you putting together? Why are you anxious? It's a good thing. It's better that you get this immigration paperwork in the hands of immigration, not in your house, right? So you can get your visa. Jacob Myers, hey Diego, hey Jacob. Mohammed Al Saraji, congratulations. Thank you, Mohammed. Thanks so much. Hannah 101, hello, congratulations. High five, everybody. Thank you. Hannah 101, thank you. Jody Fairfield, we are joint sponsors for my son's fiance. Okay, now I understand why you keep asking me lots of questions about your son. You're the joint sponsor. So you have a part to play in this visa process. Very important part to play. We wanted him to go spend as much time with her as possible before marriage. That was important to us and for them. You're absolutely correct, Jody Fairfield. Jody, you are absolutely correct. Now, I can only speak from experience, okay? The first trip I made to Colombia was for 17 days, and Karina asked me to stay longer with her, so I stayed for 5 weeks. You know, I'm calling my boss up, hey, I'm in Colombia. I'm not coming back for 5 weeks. Okay, have fun, Diego. We'll see you when you get back. I flew back to the United States. You know, went back to work. I was, doing some land surveying, assistant land surveying. And then Karina was missing me terribly. And she said, can you come back? And I said, well, let me figure out what kind of visas I'm allowed and what I'm allowed to do. I've got to ask my boss. I talked to my boss and I spoke to my broker boss. I got 2 bosses. And they said, go ahead, go back to Colombia, go spend time with Karina. And I stayed for 10 months. Then I came back because I got to make some money. I got to get back to work. I'd still be in Colombia. And I can still be in Colombia if I wanted to. But immigration wouldn't be happy with my I-134 if I did stay there. So I'm back here working. So now you know my story. I spent 10 months with her, and I spent 5 weeks with her, and I spent 5 months with her. So I spent 16 months with Karina in the last 2 years, 2.5 years, 16 months. So Jody, thank you for being a joint sponsor for your son. Thank you. I'm sure he is very appreciative of that, so that he can bring his future bride to the United States from beautiful Colombia. JD, thank you so much. Appreciate it. If you always help a lot by super amazing information and making process easy for everyone. Any information regarding Mumbai, U.S. Embassy, it's a U.S. consulate, not U.S. Embassy. The U.S. Embassy in India is in New Delhi. The U.S. consulate is in Mumbai. Okay, and the process in Mumbai is easy. It's not difficult. You just got to wait a little bit. So JD, hang in there. Beautiful to our beautiful friends in India. Okay, don't go to New Delhi. Don't go to the embassy in New Delhi for your visa interview. They won't know what you're doing there. You got to go to the consulate in Mumbai. Okay, like Brazil. Okay, you have to go to the consulate in Rio de Janeiro. Okay. Christopher Stout, is it 6 months allowed to leave out of the country? Okay, are you talking about when does the K1 visa expire? Is that what you mean, Christopher? What the K1 visa is good for 6 months, okay? But the time clock starts when you have the medical exam. When your beneficiary has her medical exam, that's when the clock starts for when the visa is going to time out, okay? Let's suppose you get your medical exam on December 1st, 2023, and you get your K1 visa stamped in your passport on December 15th, 2023. The clock started for the 6-month timeout on December 1st, not December 15th, okay? Because if your medical exam times out, you won't be allowed to enter the United States, even if your visa is still valid, okay? You understand? If you still have 2 weeks left on your visa, but your medical exam timed out, you can't come in. So start the clock for your visa timeout from the date of your medical exam. Christopher Stout, no visiting out of the country. I thought it was 30 days. Okay, I can go to Colombia for 90 days, and then I have to leave the country. and then I can come back in for another 90 days for Colombia. Or I can extend the visa inside Colombia. I can pay a visa fee, pay whatever, $20 or $50, whatever it is, and extend my visa again. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to fly down there, and then if I can't get the visa interview scheduled during my 3 months that I'm with Karina, more than likely I'm just going to head to Panama or Brazil, stay with Karina's family in Brazil until I get the visa interview scheduled, and then fly back to Colombia. So I don't have to come back to the USA. I'll be closer to her. Hannah 101. Do you know what month is being processed now? Yeah, they're processing May right now. They haven't started processing June K1 visas yet, okay? Which is unfortunate. I was hoping they would have started processing June's, maybe last week. Excuse me, guys, but they haven't yet. So I think they're going to start processing June's tomorrow. That's my opinion. Remember, we just had a holiday pass. Memorial Day was a day off for everybody. So that slowed down the process by 24 hours. Marcos Rocha, what do you recommend my fiance wear for the interview? Business casual. Business. It's a business. When you go to your face-to-face visa interview, it's a job interview. You're applying for a job, except your job is to get a plane out of your country and fly them to America. So you dress like you're going to a business interview, a job interview, and you are trying to impress the consular officer that you are going to be a welcome addition to the United States. So you don't want to go to the visa interview, in a halter top and a miniskirt and high heels. Now, when you get to America, if you want to wear that, you can, and you're free to do so. But when you go to this K1 visa interview, business casual is what you should be wearing. My opinion, okay? Don't wear jeans. Wear nice slacks, a nice dress, etc. Daggy, congratulations, Diego. Thank you, Daggy. Much appreciated. Daggy, do you know U.S. Embassy runs both sponsor and joint sponsor credit history? Yes. Having credit card debt affects sponsorship. Okay. The immigration, let me see here. Do they run the credit history? They could. They're not really concerned about the credit history. They're going to look at what the income is on the I-134. When you apply, when you get a joint sponsor, the joint sponsor fills out the I-134, which is the Declaration of Financial Support. And there's a question on there is how much money are you going to contribute to your beneficiary? Well, you put in there what your annual income is. If your annual income exceeds or is equal to the minimum income requirements, there's no reason for them to run your credit check on you. There's no reason for them to do that, because you're going to back that evidence up with pay stubs, bank statements, your last tax return, etc. So it's probably highly unlikely that immigration has time to run your credit history. They don't have time to do that. They don't care what your credit history is. They care about how much money you make. So I would say I doubt it, Daggy. Francois Livingston, amen. Amen, Francois. Christopher Stout, make sure you go see the doctor on private meeting. Have your whole body checked, then before the interview, they will send to see their doctor. They won't tell you if you passed. You can do that if you want to get a second opinion, and know that the civil surgeon won't tell you if you passed. If they don't tell you anything, then you passed. If the civil surgeon gives you an envelope that's sealed, then you passed. Now, if they tell you, you need to do, like, you got to get this blood test done. You may have to do this. You may need to get a sputum test done. If they ask you to do that, okay, then you didn't pass. Then you got to go to do other stuff. But if you get an envelope sealed from your civil surgeon, you passed the medical exam. Don't stress it. Don't overthink it. The process is easy, okay? But it's a good idea to go get a second opinion. Hannah 101, did you get an approval email or a text, or you just checked your status online? Well, Karina told me not to check my status online because she just said wait for the email. But it's about 9 o'clock at night, and I got a message from Karina. Don't Don't bother looking on your case status online. And I said, I don't. I'm not checking anything. I said, I'll check the case status June 5th. But I said, okay, so I got between now and June 5th to check the case status. So I went in my phone and I checked the case status. I did it like once every 2 weeks. Every 2 weeks I would check it, and I checked it and I went, got approved. Total surprise. Okay. So I did my one more case status check on my phone before I waited for another 2 weeks. So it was in my 2-week window of check-in, and it popped up as approved. So it was just luck. Christopher, be sure to, okay, yeah, you're right, Christopher, about the medical exam. Get a second opinion if you want to. Julio Burbo, congratulations. Felicidades, Diego y Karina. Diego and Karina, thank you, Julio. Muchas gracias. También para ti. Pronto tu visa en tu pasaporte. Okay, relaja. Brandy Knight, do you know if you owe the IRS and worked out payment arrangements, does that impact the visa process? It doesn't impact the visa process, but it could affect citizenship. Okay, when you apply for U.S. citizenship, that's when they're going to ask you if you owe the IRS any money. Okay, if you owe the IRS money, make sure that debt is clear before you file for U.S. citizenship. But it doesn't affect the K-1 visa process unless immigration decide to check. So you could take a chance that they're going to check, you know. But my advice is take out a signature loan from the bank, pay off your IRS debt, and it's better to owe the bank money than it is the government. Just my opinion. Pay the government, pay the IRS bill, and then repay the bank once a month instead of the IRS. You know, just my opinion. Cover yourself. But Diana, I keep checking my case status every hour. Diana, don't do that. Don't do that. You're gonna get a headache. Your phone's gonna burn up. Hannah 101. My NOA 1 is July 22nd, 2022. Okay. I don't check it either. I'm waiting for the email until August before checking it. Hannah 101. That's a good move. I hadn't checked the case status on my phone for probably 3 weeks. And then Karina, we were talking about it, and she said, she told me, she said, don't check the case status. Don't check it. Just wait. And I said, okay. But I hadn't checked for like 3 weeks. So I checked one more time because I was going to wait till the middle of June. And there it was, approved. And what I did was I re-entered my receipt number because I couldn't believe what I was seeing. I said, no, it can't be real. So I entered the receipt number again, and lo and behold, it was approved. Shashank Saxana. Congrats, Diego. So happy for you and Karina. Thank you for all your help. No problem, Shashank. I'm still here for you. I'm going to help you guys get through this process. Okay? I'm not going anywhere. And then when I'm in Colombia, I'll do the live stream from my laptop. Well, Karina, I gave the laptop to Karina. I gave it to her. It's all in Spanish. So, you know, I used the desktop, and then I gave her the laptop. But I'll use the laptop for the live stream from Bogota, way up in the mountains, where it's raining and cold. Let's see. So July 22nd, 2022 is your NOA 1 letter, Hannah. So July of July or August, I would say check in August, first week of August, check your status. Shashank, congrats, Diego. So happy. Thank you. Thank you. Jason Mabry, once the K-1 is approved and my fiance moves to the U.S., can we travel back to Ghana to visit her family before her green card? Don't do that. Don't do that, Jason. No, don't do that. Once you get in the United States, you could apply for an advance parole document. You could pay hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars for an advance parole document so that you can fly back to Ghana to visit her family without the green card. You travel on the advance parole document. But what could happen is when you decide to come back to the United States, you might get a grouchy immigration officer, border patrol officer, who wants to give you a hard time and says, well, and ask for your green card. Where's your green card? I don't have my green card. All I have is my advance parole document. And if he happens to be in a bad mood, he might decide, or she might decide, not to let you in the country. It could happen. Trust me, I've been there and done that. I know exactly I've been through that. Okay, on my first one. Don't do that. When you get married and she's in America, don't travel outside of the United States until you get at least your 10-year green card. At least your 10-year green card. That's just my opinion, and that's what I'm going to do. With Karina and I have already talked about this. You know, she's going to miss her family in Colombia, and but she knows that once she gets to the United States, we're not going anywhere. I mean, we're going to travel around America, but she's not leaving the USA. Not until she's a citizen and has a U.S. passport in her hand, because we don't want to have any problems with the Border Patrol. We salute the Border Patrol. They do a great job keeping our frontiers secure as best as they can, considering our government right now, but they're doing the best job they can do. Don't travel. Do not leave the United States at least until you have your 10-year green card. Use the use the WhatsApp chat. You know, what is it? The FaceTime. Hello, everybody in Ghana. Use that. Protect yourself. You know, don't do it. Jason, so don't do that, Jason. Stay in America. Jason, my fiance and myself, we're happy to see your K1 visa was approved. Well, we have the NOA2 approval. We have approval from USCIS. The next step is MVC processes it, and then the next step is the embassy consular officer has to give the final approval. The final approval comes at the U.S. Embassy in Bogota, Colombia. That's the final approval right there. And then let's see. So that's where the final approval is. We don't have it yet. We got approved by USCIS, and now we just got to get the embassy officer to approve it. Daggy, I heard you say on one of your live streams that if you are currently making over the poverty line, it will make to compensate for the shortage if in your 2022 tax return. Did I understand you correctly? Let me reread that. I heard you say in one of your live streams that if you are currently making over the poverty line, it will make to compensate for the shortage in your 2022 tax return. That's correct. So if you don't make enough money in your 2022 tax return, if you're short, a couple of $1,000s, whatever, but in 2023, you make enough money equal to or above the poverty line. So in 2022, you didn't quite make it. But in 2023, when you file your taxes next year in 2024, that you're going to be above or equal to the poverty line. You use that income on your I-134. Okay? So you don't put the total amount you earned from your 2022 tax return on your 2023 Declaration of Financial Support, the I-134. You write in there your estimated income for 2023. Okay, so for me, for example, my 2022 tax return is not going to reflect what I put on my I-134 Declaration of Financial Support. My I-134 Declaration of Financial Support is going to show more money than 2022. Why? I was in Colombia in 2022 for 10 months. 10 months I was there hanging out with Karina, exploring, and then we put the videos together for you guys. Okay, I had to do something. So I made the YouTube channel to help you guys. So I got back to the United States, and now I'm back working. So my I-134, the amount I put on there isn't going to match my tax return for 2022. Okay, it's more money now. So the immigration officer is going to say, well, your tax return says this, but your I-134 says this. Can you prove that? Well, here's my bank statements. Here's a letter from my employer. Here's my pay stubs. Here's my not 1099s, but I'll get those in 2024. But here's all the evidence showing my new income for 2023. The immigration officer is going to say, look, the immigration officer is going to look at my 2022 tax return. Okay. Then he's going to look at my declaration of support, and then he's going to say, prove it. Prove it. Here you go. Here are my bank statements for the last 10 months, 12 months. There's the evidence. Direct deposit, direct deposit, direct deposit. Immigration officer is going to salute, say, you're good. Benny Yao, super chat. Boom, boom. Benny Yao, thank you, Benny Yao. You always support this channel. You are Fantastic. Thank you so much. Karina Biniel, super chat. Denise, when she sends super chats, she made it explicitly clear that I got to take Karina out to eat dinner on Denise's super chat. So I'm going to take Karina out to eat dinner in Bogota on her super chat and buy her some chocolates. Okay? So Biniel, what do you want me to do with your super chat? Maybe I'll take Karina out for lunch and celebrate our NOA2 letter in Bogota, and we will give you credit for the lunch. Thank you, Benny Yao, for the super chat. Christopher Stout, high five super chat for you. So we got lunch and dinner covered. Karina is going to give you all big hugs when she gets to the United States. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. Chopper Harley. Now, wait a second. Benny Yao, congratulations, Diego. Hopefully, I'll get the good news by the end of this week. NOA1, April 20th, 2022. Let's say tomorrow, Benny Yao. Let's say tomorrow you get good news. Okay? June 1st. You're due for your NOA2 letter. So everybody give Benny Yao a lot of encouragement that he will get his K1 NOA2 tomorrow. Tomorrow. Jacob Myers. High five, Jacob. Thank you, Jacob. Jacob, we appreciate your support. And remember, I've saved you all probably $7 million in immigration attorney fees just by watching the videos. Thank you, Jacob, Christopher, Benny Yao. Thank you. We got lunch and dinner covered. Chopper Holly, Diego, are we invited to the wedding? Chopper Holly in Cambodia. Absolutely. Everybody watching the live stream, everybody who is welcome to be invited. I'll do a video. I'll make a video and make it a video for you guys so you can watch the video. Okay. You guys have been following this channel for what, a year? You've been with us for at least a year. If right in there. So we're gonna make a video of the wedding. You'll be, and you are all invited guests, okay? You are our special guests to our wedding. So Chopper Holly, you're welcome to the wedding, absolutely. Jason Mabry, I got a refund of $3,300 back from my lawyer because she messed up my I-129 packet. Save yourself a headache and lots of money by listening to Diego. Jason, fantastic. You got your money back. High five. That's $3,300 you can use for your honeymoon, or buy some wedding rings or a wedding dress for your beneficiary. I'm glad you got the money back. Okay, you need to be in control of your K1 visa package, guys. You don't need an immigration attorney to fill out 13 pages and put a visa package together. And like Jason said, if you just go through the channel and watch the videos that pertain to you, then you can put your visa package together for free by just watching the videos. And if you get stuck, if you need help, if you have a question, send me a message in YouTube and I will help you. Okay? So guys, thank you so much, guys, for the super chats. Okay? That Karina and we're going to go to our favorite restaurant in Bogota and celebrate, and we'll pay homage to you guys. Jacob, Christopher, and Benny Yao. Okay, we'll make sure. Christopher, thanks for your help. You're welcome, Christopher. Julio Burbo, Diego. I took this information from the U.S. Department of State. It says El Salvador required 2 visits to the U.S. Embassy in El Salvador. If the ambassador at the embassy who controls the embassy in El Salvador requires a beneficiary to make 2 trips to visit the embassy, then make 2 trips. You don't have to, your beneficiary does. But I don't see why that would be. Maybe the first trip is for the visa interview and the second trip is to pick up the passport. That could be the case. That's Central America. Maybe that's the reason. Julio, first visit for docs and review. Okay. Biometrics and second for the interview. Gotcha. Is it still in effect? I did not know that was in effect in the first place. So if the consulate in El Salvador requires that you go there for the to do the documents, etc., then it's probably still in effect. How long does it take between visit 1 and visit 2? Can you stay in a hotel for a week? It can't. You're sure it's not that expensive, surely, in El Salvador. You get a vacation. So I don't know, but if the embassy, if the State Department and the embassy said that in the past, then I would just right now accept that it still's in effect. Pre-COVID, post-COVID, I don't know, but I've never heard of that before. Karina only has to make one trip to the embassy, and that's for the face-to-face. The biometrics are done in a separate location. The civil surgeon medical exams done in a different office. So she'll go to the civil surgeon here in this part of Bogota. She'll get the biometrics done over here in this part of Bogota, and then she will go to the face-to-face visa interview at the embassy in Bogota. And Karina said she was driving, and she wasn't driving, she was on the bus, and she was passing the embassy and a few days ago, and the American flag wasn't flying. And then yesterday she went by the embassy on the bus, and the flag was flying. So she's confused about when does America fly the American flag on the embassies around the world. And I said, well, it could have been they were washing the flag, or it got lost. I don't know. Chopper Harley, boom, Mao, Chopper Harley. That's a very generous super chat right there, my friend. Chopper Harley, I'm going to call Karina and tell her what you did, okay? And that's dinner for Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday and Thursday and Friday in Colombia. You covered the Chopper Harley. You covered 2 steak dinners right there easily in Bogota. You got it. We will eat. There's a steak restaurant in Bogota that we are going to go eat at on your super chat. And we appreciate you very much. We appreciate you. And thank you. And we're gonna get you a beneficiary from Cambodia into the United States. We got to help. I'm going to help you get her here. Jason Mabry, can you explain the difference between the medical exam and the biometrics? Yeah, the medical exam is just a non-intrusive exam, looking in the mouth, looking in the ears, looking in the eyes, checking the breathing, doing a chest X-ray, and taking blood. Okay, they do a blood test. And then that's the medical exam. The biometrics is taking a photograph of the face biometrically and fingerprints. Okay. So what happens with the biometrics is the U.S. government takes a picture of your face, your beneficiary's face. Then when you get to the airport in America, like when she arrives at Miami International Airport, what's going to happen is they're going to take her picture. Okay, at the airport, when she goes through the immigration, they're going to, snap her picture and my picture too. They're going to snap my picture, and they will hold the picture on file at the Border Patrol office in Miami-Dade International Airport for 24 hours. And they will take that picture and they will match it to her K-1 visa picture. They will match it to her passport picture. They got 24 hours to match the photo to the visa, the K-1 visa, and to the passport photo in her Venezuelan passport. That's the biometrics. And so biometrics is fingerprints and the photograph, okay? And it's very, very powerful technology that prevents immigration fraud. So, it prevents people from using somebody else's photograph in your passport or etc. It's protection. That's all it is. Let me see. So you got that, Jason. Medical exams done by the doctor. Biometrics is done by immigration. Fingerprints, photograph. Julio, thank you. You're welcome. Julio, also, I will be traveling there again this Sunday 3 times already. Fantastic, Julio. Great job. Excellent. Keep all your boarding passes. Get more pictures together. Keep the receipts of your trips. Okay, very important. You keep all this evidence. Diana, are the biometrics and the interview done on the same day? It depends on the country. It depends. Probably not, but it could be. It depends on the country. In Colombia, no. Karina will do our biometrics and get her fingerprints taken, let's say on Monday, and then Friday she'll have her medical exam. And then her visa interview will be like 10 days later. It depends on the embassy, and like in El Salvador, apparently you have to go to the embassy to do the biometrics and the medical exam, and then come back for the visa interview. 2 trips. But that's the embassy in El Salvador. The embassy in Colombia is different. The embassy in Tokyo could be different. The embassy in Cambodia could be different. Chopper Harley, I'm going to eat steaks, my friend. You bought steaks for the Karina and Diego. You bought steaks for 2 days. I appreciate you very much. Very much. Let me see. I don't want to miss anybody. Christopher, when she flies in San Francisco on that day, do I need to fly there at the airport? I would meet her at the airport. You don't want her trying to find out how to get to your house by herself in a strange country. Go to the airport. Meet her when she gets through immigration. Why don't you fly to her country and accompany her back to the United States? Fly with her. Accompany her back to the United States. Sit next to her on the plane. It's, just my opinion. I know it costs money to do that, and it's expensive, but sometimes you got to do what you got to do. Yes, you need to meet her at the airport in San Francisco. And remember, when her flight lands, there could be 5 or 6 international flights landing at the same time from 5 or 6 different countries. So when she tells you, she sends you a text message, "Oh, I've landed at the airport," then expect to wait for 2, 3, 4 hours for her to get through immigration, okay? No problem. Daytona Figuera, I answered your question. Jody, I thought the women had to have a female exam for the medical. No, Jody, they do not have a female exam. It's non-intrusive, okay? There's no female exam. It's non-intrusive. Karina, when she goes to the medical doctor, they're going to look in her ears, look in her mouth, look in her eyes, take a chest x-ray, check her breathing, and then take her blood. And that's it. It's non-intrusive. It's like a physical. So you can tell your son, Jody, that his fiance does not have a female exam. So it's good. No stress on this, okay? Julio, I'll be there for the interview and to pick her up. Gracias, Diego. De nada, Julio. No problem. De nada. Me alegra. Me encanta. Importante. Tú juntos, tu fiance. It's important, Julio, that you are with your future bride, okay? Diana, my fiance lives in Guatemala. Beautiful Guatemala. Beautiful country. I've been to Guatemala, and I bought a drum. It's like a musical instrument. Boom, 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 from Guatemala. It's in the living room. I'll never forget it. The food was fantastic. So send my best wishes to her in Guatemala and her family. Christopher, then fly back with her to my state. Yeah, go fly to her country, get through the visa interview with her. Okay, I'm going to be with Karina at her visa interview in Bogota. In the Philippines, I think you can be there also, but it depends on the consular officer and if he's having a good day or a bad day. Okay, and then I'll go to the visa interview. I'll go to the medical exam with her. I'll go to the biometrics with her. I want to go eat steak in this beautiful steak restaurant, thanks to Chopper Harley. And then that's when we're going to do that. And then I'll buy her a plane ticket from Bogota to Miami. One way with our cat Tokyo. Meow. Do you like my cat impression? We got a cat Tokyo. We found him. Well, I didn't. Karina found him abandoned in the streets of Colombia, in Bogota. The poor little cat. So Karina rescued him and fed him, got him back to health, got a medical exam. He's perfectly healthy. And she's keeping Karina, Tokyo's a he. Our cat is keeping Karina company while I'm in Florida. Jody Fairfield, thank you. No problem, Jody. Yeah, there's no intrusive exam in this medical exam. It's not intrusive, other than taking blood. And when they take the blood, they're just looking for whatever they look for in the blood. I'm not a doctor. And they do the chest x-ray to look for TB. And that's it. And let's see. Jacob Myers, Facebook groups are the worst for positivity. Woo, dog, yeah. There's some that are pretty good, but most folks in Facebook are going through this horrible depression. You know, I've seen people with their little emojis with tears on the emoji because they're still waiting for the NVC to contact them. Why would that person be crying? Why? They've made it to the NOE2. Now they're just waiting for NVC. Why would they be sad about that? 3 months is 3 months, and it passes quickly. Boom, 3 months. Boom, gone. Then it's the embassy interview. I don't understand. There is no negativity on this channel, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. There was a person today that wrote on in the YouTube remarks column, down below there, well, Latino women are this and that. They're just using Americans. I booted him off the channel and blocked him from watching the videos. Now, I don't like to do that. I support an alternative opinion. If you have an opinion that is alternative to mine, you're welcome to post it. But if it's negative, if it's attacking people, if it's not conducive to helping you get through this process, you're out of here. You're fired. You're terminated. You're gone. I don't need you watching the show. This is your show. This is your channel. Negativity is not good. Alternative opinions are good. If you don't agree with me on something, say, I don't agree. And I'm like, okay, good. And your comment will stay up there. But if you just bashing a whole group of people, you're done. I don't put up with that at all. I love everybody. I don't care what your race is, what your religion is, what country you live in. I love you guys. And I'm going to help you. Okay? And I'll protect you from those bad people. I block them. Let me see. Christian, hi Diego, congrats on your approval. I received my NOA2 approval on April 20th. Okay, great. And how long is it taking the NVC to send me the welcome letter? Christian, 3 months. So by the end of August, beginning of September, you'll hear from the NVC. Jason, is the customs requiring other vaccines other than COVID at this time to enter? Whatever the civil surgeon says, that's the vaccines you need to enter the United States. Okay, so I'm not the doctor, but it's what when you adjust your status for green card, here's my take on vaccinations. Okay, I can't stand vaccinations. I hate needles, but in order to get your green card, you got to have certain vaccinations, and the civil surgeon will tell you what those vaccinations are. If it costs $5 to get a vaccination in Colombia or $50 to get a vaccination down the road here in the United States, in Florida, I'm going to get these vaccinations done in Colombia. A vaccination is a vaccination is a vaccination. $5 here, $50 here. I'm going with the $5. And then they document it in the vaccination record, and you can use that for your green card. So get whatever vaccinations are required by the civil surgeon, get them in your home country. It's cheaper than if you get them in the United States. But you must have a COVID vaccination to enter the United States. That's the only mandatory one that I'm aware of right now. JD, in India, biometrics done a day before the interview day. As of B1, it happens with me 9 years ago. So it might be the same process too. Could be, JD. Yeah. India, beautiful India. That's a beautiful country. The Taj Mahal, beautiful. Oh, it's beautiful country. Gary Lafferty, no, you can't go with her to the interview in Manila. Okay, so you found that out. Okay, but you can accompany her to the embassy. Okay, you can go into the embassy and you can sit and wait for her outside. Okay, you can wait for her outside. Manila is not allowing you to accompany your beneficiary. That's unfortunate. But, you know, the ambassador at the embassy in Manila made that rule. He could change his mind by the time you get ready for your visa interview. It could be different in the future. Afif Raven, I'm still waiting my NOA 1 from 24. Still waiting for your NOA 1 from 24 February. Afif, you should already have your NOA 1. You should be waiting for your NOA 2. I'm not fully sure. I'm not sure. I don't understand that. Afif, I don't understand that either. I'll investigate. Julio Burbo, beautiful Guatemala. Diana, I went there with my fiance from El Salvador, just one jump from El Salvador to Guatemala. Nice. Yeah, I've been to Guatemala. It's beautiful. I don't think I've been to El Salvador. I can't remember. I've been to so many places. Okay, Karina, my prometida just posted a note in English for everybody. Karina says, Karina, my fiance in Bogota, escribo información para ti, for you. She just wrote this. Thank you all for your wonderful wishes. 2 big hearts. We are very happy. And then she has all these salutations, these emojis. So Karina, she's watching you from Colombia, she just sent everybody here her personal thank you. Julio, they told me the same, Diego. Don't pay attention to people like that. No, I got no time for negative, toxic people. Negative, toxic people. Okay. Life is supposed to be fun, right? Life is good. You guys are in a K-1 visa process. You're gonna get you're gonna get married soon. That should be a happy occasion. That's a happy thing. You just got to wait out the time and go through the process. Yeah, toxic people, negative people, people that can't see the light at the end of the tunnel. Try to avoid them. Jacob, what website shows medical center in U.S. for adjustment of status? What website shows medical center in U.S. for adjustment of status? What you have to do is you have to Google the city where you live in America. You Google city/civil surgeon/USCIS. That will bring you to where you need to be. Christopher, thanks, Gary. I will wait till she's in San Francisco, then repurchase both our tickets to fly back to my state. There you go. And don't forget, when you bring your fiancés to America and you land at the airport, you're landing at international headquarters. You're landing at the international arrival gate. There's going to be 5 or 6 other international arrivals coming at the same time. So it's a good idea if you have a connecting flight to make sure your connecting flight is 10 hours in the future. Karina and I'm just going to rent a car probably from Miami and drive through Florida back home. But if I had a connecting flight, I would be purchasing the connecting flight at like 9 p.m. The last flight to Pensacola from Miami leaves, I think, 9 p.m. from Miami. But I'm going to arrive in Miami at like 5 or 6 a.m. So I got the whole day to get through immigration, to get through the checkpoint, to get through the face-to-face with the Border Patrol officer. And then we can relax at the airport, go eat lunch, go eat breakfast, go eat dinner, and then catch our flight to Pensacola. But we're still having to plan that. So think about that, okay? Think about connecting flights. You got to give yourself at least 5 hours from the time the plane lands, whether it's in San Francisco or New York or Miami. You got to have 5 hours at a minimum time to get through immigration and then to your connecting flight. I say 10 hours. 10 hours. Christian, thank you. Love your videos, and we'll continue to watch them for your amazing updates. Well, thanks, Christian. I'm going to continue to update everybody. Remember, information changes. It's fluid, okay? Like the embassy in Manila now doesn't let you go and accompany your beneficiary to the interview. That's unfortunate. But in the past, you could. It depends on now remember, the embassies change ambassadors like military bases change commanding officers. Every couple of years, they get a new person come in, and then a new person comes in and changes everything. We just got a new ambassador at the embassy in Bogota, Colombia. The old ambassador, I think he went to Sierra Leone. So the American ambassador in Bogota, Colombia, he got relieved by a new guy, and then he went to Sierra Leone, and then the person in Sierra Leone went to another place. It's kind of like a military turnover. And Karina, she thanks everybody. Chopper Holly, Karina says, we're going to go eat steak. Oh, thank you, Chopper. Diana, Julio Burbo, my fiance lives really close to El Salvador. Yeah. GS, hey Diego, just heard the good news. Congratulations from the United Kingdom. It's 12 minutes past midnight in England. So what's the next stage for you? Well, GS, what we're going to do now is we're going to wait. I want to kick back like this. I'm all sweaty, but I'm going to relax for 3 months, and we're going to wait for our MVC processing. The National Visa Center is going to send me an email in about 3 months telling me that we're either the case is ready, we're going to get the welcome letter, etc. So we got a 3-month wait now. And I'm going to, once I get that NOA2 letter in my hand, okay, I'm going to fly to Colombia and hang out with Karina and make videos for you guys. Eric, EL, hi Diego, congrats. Thank you, Eric. When you say 3 months to MVC, is that dependent on what country it's going to? Or is it standard? It's standard for every country. USCIS yesterday took my K1 visa package, adjudicated it, the 4 books that I sent, approved it, and then they, instead of putting it on this shelf, now they're putting it on this shelf. It's going to sit there for 3 months until they get enough K1 visas that they can put packages they can put in a big freight, and then they're going to ship it to the MVC in a big freight, in a big crate. So they do it every 3, it's like a cycle. It's cycling, okay? So that's how it works. Doesn't matter what country, it's a 3-month wait, unfortunately. But we're in the process now. Second step, it's like a video game. Hope that, okay, so Julio, beautiful, love the Mayan culture and the beautiful volcanoes, amazing views. Yeah, the volcanoes in El Salvador and in Central America is the reason that the Panama Canal got the contract for the Panama Canal in Panama. Remember, back in the day, the United States was basically controlling Panama, and the United States and they were in Central America, Panama, El Salvador, Guatemala. They were all competing for the canal to go from the Pacific to the Atlantic. Well, Panama won the contract from the U.S. government. Do you know how they won the contract? Well, a congressman from his home state, who was basically going to get the money funded to build the Panama Canal, he sent out postcards to every single member of Congress with a picture, I think it was of the volcano erupting in El Salvador. There was a volcano, I think it's El Salvador, and the volcano was erupting. And he sent a postcard of this volcano erupting to everybody in Congress. 400 and then the members of Congress received this postcard, and they said, dang, look at this volcano erupting in El Salvador. We can't put a canal there. We can't do that. And that's how Panama got the contract. And that congressman's district got the money to build the canal because he sent out this postcard, and on the postcard there was a stamp with the volcano erupting. True story. That's how Panama got the canal. And Diego was right. We have a lot of beautiful cultures on this planet. Yep. Afif. NOA2, waiting from February 2022. You should, okay, Afif, in June, you're going to hear from immigration. There's a lot of stuff they're looking at in your visa package, okay? They're just taking a little bit longer to look at it, okay? You'll get it. Let's say this month, okay? Julio, Diego, we say in Venezuela, chama. You're a beautiful chama. Yeah, chama. I've heard that saying, chama. I have heard that. Juanita. Oh, guys, hold on a second. Let's see. Hello, Diego. First thing, I want to thank you for your military service. Juanita, not a problem. Thank you for making America great. We're making America great. This YouTube channel is going to bring all you beautiful people to the United States. It's going to help you, and you are going to help make America great too, right? Exactly. You guys are going to make America great, and that's the goal. If you are watching us from, let's say, Indonesia, Nigeria, El Salvador, wherever you're watching us from, when you get to America, you have an opportunity to become a millionaire if you want to. But it requires hard work, and hard work and avoiding negativity. If you get in a conversation with a bunch of people who are all talking negative, badly, talking negative about their friend, talking negative, get away from that group. Because if they're talking badly about these people, what are they saying about you? Stay positive, stay focused, and become successful. You can become an entrepreneur. You can become a doctor. You become a lawyer. You can become a veterinarian. You can become an airline pilot. What do you want to do when you get to America? What do you want to do? It's your choice. Your opportunity is here. It's waiting for you right here. But you have to work for it. So Juanita, thank you for your post. Hi Diego, which month starts tomorrow? Well, we hope we get all the people tomorrow adjudicated who are still waiting in April, May, February, March, November, December, January, February, March, April. I want all those folks done first today. And then tomorrow, once everybody's been adjudicated from December, November, December, then tomorrow we start June, hopefully. But we got to get all these other people pulled over the finish line first. Juanita, my situation is almost identical to Karina's. Okay, I just want to bring to your attention something that is concerning about the medical doctors in Bogota. Yeah, well, as long as, there's only one doctor or there's only two doctors that are approved by the U.S. Embassy in Bogota to do medical exams. There's only two. And then there's one doctor that's approved for kids. So if you have children, you got to go to this doctor, and then the grown-ups go to this doctor. But I understand. I understand your point. So Juanita, you from Venezuela, living in Colombia? Christopher, have you planned a child by her? Absolutely. We're going to have a big family, Christopher. We're going to have babies running all around. But I don't want our kids born in Colombia. Not that I don't want them to be born in Colombia, but I don't want them to have to go through an immigration challenge, paperwork, and all that kind of jazz that we're going through, all of us watching this. So our kids are going to be born here in Florida. And then they're American right away. They're going to be automatic American citizens anyway, because I'm a U.S. citizen. But we're going to start a family here. And we can't wait for that. And you'll get to see Karina when her belly starts to get big. Jason, is the DS-160 needed to be completed before an interview or done at the interview? No, you got to do the DS-160 and print the confirmation page. You cannot get into the visa interview without the DS-160 confirmation page. And you got to do it before the visa interview, okay? Get it done. The week before your visa interview, 2 weeks before, do the DS-160. Juanita, I did my research and the only two have scary reviews. Please be careful. I don't even know who to go with and don't want to waste my hard-earned money. Well, Juanita, you have to go to whatever doctor the U.S. Embassy says you have to go to, okay? And it's not intrusive medical exam. It's not intrusive. They're just gonna look in your ears, look in your nose, take a chest X-ray, maybe draw some blood. So don't stress it, Juanita. I've been through this before, remember? Jason Maybury, GS. Enjoy your relaxing 3 months, Diego. Felicidades, Karina. You said you're very happy. And for my new wife, you're very happy. In Spanish, you said you're very happy for my new wife. She's very happy too. And I'm very happy. And we're happy for you, GS. And thanks for writing in Spanish. And I translated it for everybody. You said you are very, very, you're very happy for us, for my new wife. Thank you. And we can't wait for you to spend time with your future husband in Arizona, right? Aren't you in London or in England going to Arizona? And you said you were going to mail me some Jaffa cakes. But don't do that because they're going to melt. Florida is so hot. The Jaffa cakes would melt in 5 minutes. Jason Maybury, in another video, you said that the interview, they want my long-term birth certificate. That's correct. I have a copy of my original birth certificate to send to my fiancé. Is it not acceptable? Get the long certificate, get a certified copy, and send that. Jason, the certified copy of the original birth certificate, the long certificate, okay? unless you have, and also your passport, biographic page. Get the long certificate, okay? Trust me. Come on, I'm going to save you a big headache. Let me see. Let me page down, guys. I don't want to miss anybody. Hilly Billy, we are the X-Files. We are the subjects. Okay, Hilly Billy, we're the X-Files. So you can see my UFO picture hanging on the wall. That was a gift to me from my friend when I used to work for Mercedes-Benz. I used to work for Mercedes-Benz and years ago, and my friend gave that to me because I think that was when the UFO sightings were pretty common in Gulf Breeze. So that was his gift to me, and I put it on the wall here for YouTube videos. So we are the X-Files, Hilly Billy. Juanita, I don't know if the embassy in Bogota is aware that some of the people who have used these doctors even got their envelopes lost when they were supposed to get to the embassy. No, I do not know of anybody, Juanita, that has got their envelopes lost by the doctor in Bogota. And I'm following these folks in Bogota. I'm helping people. I'm helping people in Colombia get through this process, and they've not had any problems at all with the doctors there. Zero problems. Lealtad and respeto. Saludos, mi amigo Diego. How many months? Okay. Lealtad, it's going to be 3 months. I got to wait between now and the MVC. Okay. Gracias, pregunta en español. Gracias. So it's like, what is the, how many months? And tomorrow is going to be June 1st. We got to make sure that everybody that hasn't yet got their visa adjudicated, get it adjudicated. No, December, January, February, March, April, May. Everybody in these months, I want to see those guys get done first. Tomorrow is June 1st. We'll see what happens tomorrow. The immigration process is very fluid. It's fluid. Embassies change personnel. Workloads change from month to month. People ask me, what's the wait time to get a visa interview in New Mexico? In Mexico City, not New Mexico, in Mexico City. Well, it depends on the month. In the Philippines, May is the busiest month. January is the least busiest month. So it's a fluid situation. Gary Lafferty, my Filipina had no vaccination records except COVID. Manila medical exam, then gave her all required shots second day of exam. No extra charge. It was part of the exams. Fee can cost $600 to $800 for adjustment of status. Okay, Gary, as long as she got her vaccinations, that's great. I suggest you guys, beneficiaries, if you haven't got your vaccinations done, your civil surgeon doctor may let you enter the United States without the vaccinations. But you got to have COVID. Once you go to adjust your green card status, then you got to make sure you have your vaccinations. But it costs a lot more money in America to get the vaccinations done than it does in your home country. Like, for example, I'm going to go to Brazil. I might take Karina to Brazil on vacation, maybe in August, to help pass the time. I got to have a yellow fever shot to come back to Colombia from Brazil. If I don't have a yellow fever shot, if I don't have a proof of a yellow fever shot, the Brazilian airport will not let me get on a plane to fly to Colombia. So last December, I think it was November or December last year, Karina and I went to the doctor, got our vaccination for yellow fever. Okay. It was like, I don't know, $15 for a vaccination for yellow fever. It would cost me $100, $75 to get a yellow fever shot in the United States. So it was cheaper for me to get it done there. Get your vaccinations done. If the civil surgeon tells you need all these vaccinations, and then the civil surgeon tells you, well, you don't have to get them all done here. You can get them in America. Get them done in your home country. Get it done. It's cheaper. I'll save you $800, $600. Julio, Diego, my NOA 1 was August 29. So my NOA 2 should be arriving in October. No, September. You should see your NOA, Julio, you should see your NOA 2 in September. The process is getting faster and faster and faster. Jason Mabry, how long is the bank letter good for? Well, it's good for a year, because you're giving information for 1 year. The bank letter is information that you're giving immigration for your past year. So it's good for a year, because then next year it's going to change, right? You're going to make more money. So the bank information is going to change. Julio, Diego, if the beneficiary doesn't have vaccine records, the doctor will provide them at the day of the examination. It doesn't. It depends on the civil surgeon. It depends on the country. Okay, if the civil surgeon has an office available to give vaccinations, possibly, but you may have to go to another doctor, another office to get the vaccinations done. It depends on the country. But my recommendation is get all the vaccinations done before you leave your home country. I'm just trying to save you money, because here it's very expensive to get a vaccination. Because remember, you're going to have to get on your sponsor's insurance too, the health insurance. Do not file your adjustment of status paperwork until you have health insurance. You got to make sure that your beneficiary's name is on your health insurance before you file the adjustment of status. That is a huge must-have for the green card. Okay, guys, let me see. I've been talking for 1 hour and 41 minutes. Okay, I'm going to sign off here. I want to thank all those folks that sent those super chats. Chopper Harley, that was a very, very generous super chat you sent. And Karina and I are going to go eat steak at this restaurant that we know of in central Bogota, which is this is where Bogota was created by the Spanish. The Spanish created Bogota de Santa Fe. And there is a restaurant there that makes the best steaks I've had in Colombia. That's where we're going to go, okay? And we're going to honor your name with that dinner, okay? Let me finish up the questions before I log out of here, guys, okay? Now, remember, another thing, if your beneficiary has had vaccinations in the past, but she can't find her vaccination documents, you can get a blood test done that will identify the antibodies in the blood, which will tell the doctor what vaccinations your beneficiary has had. Hold on, Daggy. Hold on. I'm gonna answer your question, Daggy. Hold on a second. Okay. So if your beneficiary cannot find her vaccination documents, get a blood test done. It's called a titulus blood test. And I made a video about it. I've made a video. Look for the video. And you can get a blood test which will identify the vaccinations so you don't have to repeat them. Okay? Now let's see what Daggy has a question for me. Daggy, I was out of the country like you, so it doesn't make a difference how much my bank account, because I used all my savings. I want the money, but I can't provide a letter from my employer and pay stub. But I can provide, okay, if you can provide a letter, Daggy, from your employer and your pay stubs, proving your new income for 2023, you're good to go. And then make sure you put your new income for the year on your Declaration of Financial Support, I-134, okay? Oh, Daggy, my joint sponsor is not able to provide a 2020 tax return. Is that a problem? Yes, that's a problem. You got to have a tax return. 2020 tax return? No. 2020, no. 2022, you got to have. 2021, I would get. 2020, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. You're good. No problem, Daggy. Juanita, Chaveri. Okay, Chaveri. Adios, hasta luego. I will see you guys on Saturday at 7 p.m. for the live stream Central Time. Saturday at 7 p.m. Central Time. Okay? Thanks for all your kindness and all your kind words. Karina also posted on here. Thank you from her bottom of her heart. Thank you for all those super chats, guys. We are gonna celebrate with we've got lots of lunches and dinners, and we got a steak dinner, 2 steak dinners covered by Chopper Harley. See you on Saturday.